It's something you absolutely want to be taking. It's the fourth most abundant mineral in our body. Just like calcium, magnesium must be consumed through diet or supplementation. Multiple organ systems in the body use magnesium. It promotes absorption action, micronutrient balance of calcium, zinc, potassium, vitamin D, and more. So if you can see what we're doing here, we're starting to connect the pieces. We're saying it's great to take an antioxidant, but you should probably take ORAC and resveratrol as well. And once you get that foundation in place, you want to take calcium. If you take calcium, you need vitamin D with K2, and you probably should take magnesium with that because they work together. And if you're going to have inflammation, you probably want to take bromelain. I'll get to curcumin in a second. It's not a bad idea. Follow me. So we're going to start. Really what we're trying to do is weave, if you will, build a force field around you. We're trying to make sure your body is fully protected against anything that comes at it, no matter what it may be. So that's what we're working on. What is magnesium? It accounts for only a small portion of our body's micronutrient load. However, for such a small percentage of body composition, it's required literally in hundreds of enzymatic activities. Over 300 different enzymes use magnesium in some way, shape, size, or form to do their job. Some of the best known benefits of magnesium are associated with supporting healthy muscles, bones, and nerves. 50% of total body magnesium is found in the bones. Again, now we start talking about bone health and calcium and vitamin D with K2. 50% is found inside the cells of the body, tissues, and organs. Its body stores magnesium to promote multiple vital functions like contraction and relaxation of muscles. Maybe you have restless leg syndrome. Maybe when you go to bed at night, your legs are restless, right? One of the things you can do is take more magnesium, more potassium. Eat a banana, it's more potassium. Take a dose of magnesium, see if it doesn't get rid of that, okay? Helps with a lot of enzymes, and also helps with the transfer of energy through ATP, which is important in your body to give you more energy so you don't feel fatigued, okay? Most nutritional authorities agree that Americans do not consume enough magnesium. We are way low in it. We know that that's true, and it's an issue because it helps muscles, and of course the most important muscle in your body is your heart, right? So we want to make sure that you can maintain healthy cardiovascular health, and magnesium helps with that. This is just a chart that shows the recommended daily allowance of different of the magnesium in males, females, whether you're pregnant, whether you're lactating, and what age group. Our particular product has 400 milligrams of magnesium in it, so it meets these requirements for what you need. I'd highly recommend you add this into your regime, both because I want you to live long, I want you to be healthy, and I want you to have more BV. Right? It's a good way to do it. So again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on magnesium. It helps promote head comfort. We're not allowed legally to say that it helps with migraines. Migraines is a medical diagnosis where unless you're a doctor, how many people in the room are licensed health professionals? Raise your hand and leave it up for a second. I should have said this right. Raise your hand and I said, licensed health professionals. These are the only people in the room that are allowed, thank you, that are allowed to make statements, right? You either have to be a field product specialist certified by Law in America or a licensed health professional. And here's why we say that, because every once in a while, you're going to meet somebody in Market America who is so darn excited about it. They're just so excited about it that they sometimes stretch the truth a little bit. Not in a bad way. They don't mean it to be mean. But man, I've heard some stories. I heard, my neighbor was cutting a tree with a chainsaw, and he slipped and cut his leg off, but he took some OPC3 and another one popped out. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I'm just saying I didn't see. Alright? So be careful with that. Alright. Don't worry about that. Take magnesium, it's really good. Take all these too. Any questions about magnesium? Alright, I would love to cover prime age, our AGG, our advanced glycation end product. But you don't have a lot of time. So I'll go through it to tell you this, that if you take a lot of sugar in, or foods that are really cooked well, you are shellacking, glycating the inside of your body. You should not progress like this. That's not good. This is a cross-section of an artery. This purple area is glycation, right? This, if you eat a low AGE diet, meaning low sugar diet, look how much less there is. That is a huge factor. This is the nucleus of a bone, a vertebrae. This should be white. It is yellow because of stored sugars, right? Advanced glycation. This is rat bone. This was a very bad day for this rat. That's what rat bone normally looks like. If you feed them a high glycated diet, high sugar diet, 3 days, 5 days, 17 days, and 35 days, the bone becomes this color. So again, if you look like that, eat a lot of that or do this, take this product, okay? Especially in your eyes. I don't have the time to go through it. It's just a phenomenal product. You should take, let me go back for 1 second. This is worth doing. 4-week study on people on a low advanced glycemic diet decreased their bad cholesterol by 28%. That's significant. 4 weeks. You could change your life by ordering this one time on your transfer buy. One time, take it for a month, and then have some blood work done. This is not something you have to do for 6 months and hope it works. Do it for 1 month. Right? Combine that with a low sugar diet, see what happens. On a high sugar diet, that bad cholesterol increased by 50. That's a 78% swing. That is drastically significant. 6-week study increased LDL by 33, C-reactive proteins by 35. Put them on a low AGE diet, take this product, decrease 32, decrease 20%. Those are significant numbers. By the way, if you eat a low glycemic diet, basically what we're saying here, and you don't smoke, you don't cook your food to death, right? I mean, the more you cook your food, the worse it is for you, right? I can tell you that, right? You should be eating things. Okay, here's the deal. You should buy foods that go bad quickly. The longer the shelf life of your food, the shorter your shelf life. Like a Twinkie will last 50 years, that means you shouldn't eat it. You should buy foods that go bad quickly. Shop the perimeter, the outside of your grocery store. That's where all the vegetables and all the stuff that goes bad quickly. Stay out of the middle. The middle is where everything never goes bad. Cereal lasts forever. It's got chemicals in it, sugars and things like that. Studying rat groups. A group that had a 50% reduction in sugar. Not eliminated, 50% reduction. Now that is drastic. But if you drink 4 sodas a day, now you drink 2. I suggest you drink none. But if you drank 4, now you're down to 2. Still get to have soda, but not as much. 50% reduction in AGE. Live significantly longer. 21% longer. What's the average life expectancy of a person in the United States today? About 80 years old. We agree it's about 80, 75, 80, depends. Right, where you live, we eat. Right? You live next to an In-N-Out, probably 2 weeks. 21% of 80 is 16 additional years. I mean, 21% doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're on your deathbed, and someone says, you can have 16 more years, you go, that's 16, pretty good. You can do this 2 to 3 year plan 5, 6 times. Right? Who can benefit from it? Everybody. But especially smokers, people who want to age well, people who indulge their sweet tooth, eat lots of broiled or fried foods, eat a lot of processed foods. Right? And if you have metabolic syndrome, you know what metabolic syndrome is, right? You start to store excess weight around your midsection for guys, ladies, inside and outside saddlebags on your thighs. You want to, that's where you store your weight. The hardest to get rid of. Any questions about AGE? Good, moving on. Omega-3. Again, I'm going to go quick. I have 3 or 4 slides on omegas. I think omegas are important. I will tell you this. You can get omegas from different types of foods, but they come with certain risks. You can download this infographic on unfranchised.com and use it. Why should you take it? Helps with cholesterol, blood pressure, blood flow, triglycerides, cardiovascular health, C-reactive proteins, complexion, mood, lubrication of the eye, tear production, right? Blood flow, visual acuity. Now this is interesting. According to the FDA, supportive, but not conclusive, research shows that consumption of EPA and DHA, which are the two active ingredients in a good omega, right, 3 fatty acids, may reduce the risk of coronary disease. Now, I know that doesn't sound like an overwhelming, absolute, oh my, that's a stamp of approval. But if you know anything about the FDA, that's about as close as they come to giving an absolute stamp of approval. They're saying right there, yeah, we think you should take this. We think you should take this. And they don't even care about BV. And they still think you should take it. Key ingredients. Fish oils, marine oils, or lipids found in fish. Particularly cold water fish like herring, kefir, mackerel, blah, blah, blah. The source of our fish oil, for our health omega-3 fish oils, are sardines and anchovies. Tested by the manufacturer and independent testing company to be virtually free of mercury, lead, PCBs, and other heavy metals. Someone said to me, what do you mean virtually free? Well, we can't guarantee it to a certainty that there isn't 1 millionth of 1/100th of 1 somewhere in there. But not enough to worry about. Nothing that would be impactful enough, okay? What's important about this is that we use sardines and anchovies that are harvested off the coast of Peru. The reason for this is a couple things are important. The waters are cleaner there, and the reason you want to use sardines and anchovies as opposed to like cod or tuna or deeper fish, the deeper the fish goes, the more heavy metals are in the water, and the longer lived the fish is, the more it can accumulate those heavy metals. Sardines and anchovies have a very short lifespan. They don't live long enough to gather a lot of toxins in their life cycle. So, not only do anchovies and sardines have a high omega-3 content, they also have high percentages of EPA and DHA. Initials are 3 very long words you don't need to know. What you do need to know is you want a 2-to-3 ratio, 3-to-2 ratio of EPA and DHA. And they have a short life cycle, making them an ideal source for fish oil because they're less prone to accumulating environmental toxins in larger, long-lived fish. I have had several cardiologists tell me that when they read our omega-3s, they could not believe that we have access to such a high-quality product without a prescription. They think they are blown away by it. I had one nutritional person said to me that she was concerned because it didn't say on it that they were distilled. Now I'm bringing this up because maybe someone will say to you, it doesn't say here that they're distilled. It also probably doesn't say on your bottle of wine that they squished the grapes. Because it's implied that you can't get wine unless you squish the grapes. You cannot process omega-3s unless you distill them. So we don't put it on the bottle because we didn't think we had to because, duh. Now, what do you think? We got some guy there squeezing the fish? In fact, I called the corporate office. I talked to one of our science officers who said, actually, we double distill them for purity. We don't have to, but we do it because we think it's the right thing to do. Right? So, just so you know. All right, give you an idea. That's what we say where I'm from. Our essential omega-3, the amount of EPA is 900 to 600 DHA. That's a perfect 3-to-2 ratio. Total omegas, servings per container cost. Life extension, 700 milligrams, 500 milligrams, not the right ratio. Right? Look at the money here. You're getting the improper ratio, not enough of either one. Nordic naturals, not a good deal. Neutralite, which of course is Amway. 1200 to 600, that's a 2-to-1. You want a 3-to-2. And Shackley's got odd numbers, 544 and 405. Again, not a 3-to-2. And that's the key. You will be blown away by how good our product stands up. Any questions about our omegas?
Why would it be 3-to-2 ratio?
Because that's what's recommended. We didn't make that up. That's what doctors say is best for your body to be able to utilize that product effectively. So that's according to science, doctors. Those people. NutriClean. Let's talk a little bit about poop. Why should you take a NutriClean? Well, let's talk about this. Why should you do a colon cleanse? Well, Because no one else is going to do it for you, right? I mean, that's the definition of a crappy job right there. A couple of things that NutriClean can do for you. It can jumpstart a weight management program. It can revitalize a stale weight management program. Maybe you've been losing weight steadily and then you plateau. You do a colon cleanse, it can often help that get off the plateau. It can jumpstart a fitness program. It helps restore energy naturally. Help with a smoking cessation program. I think this is a pun, but it can help get things moving and support healthy liver and GI functions. Why do you need to do it? Because we have too many new-to-nature molecules. Our bodies are not designed to handle processed foods, synthetic foods, environmental toxins, and excess sugars. In fact, we have too little fresh vegetables, fruits, grains, clean air, right, and clean water. We know that's true. We don't get enough of that. Our body must regularly metabolize, filter, and eliminate numerous internal and external substances to stay healthy and alive. 35% of your body blood is filtered by the liver every few minutes. Primarily, the liver, kidneys, and GI systems are responsible for filtering through your body. Your liver works overtime. It synthesizes, it stores, it metabolizes, it does an awful lot of work in your body to make sure that you're going to be healthy. How do you insult your liver? You're a stupid liver. You're not trying hard. I hate you. No, that's not how you insult your liver. Consume excess alcohol regularly. What's excess alcohol? Is a glass of wine a day excess? No, but unless you're having it for breakfast, then maybe there's a problem. Try to stay away from hepatitis. Consume chronic excess sugar. I am not proud to tell you this, but I will offer it up to you for balance. When I was a young man, when I was in my early 20s, I lived in a house with 4 other guys, like a frat house, if you will. We were all teaching the local high school band. I was the drum instructor, the other guys worked at the high school band. We were adjuncts at the high school. And, we weren't just young guys, 20, 21, 22 years old. I talked to those guys, Paul, Eric, Dave, I called them all up, and I said, I've been doing these seminars where I'm telling people about chronic excess sugar consumption, and immediately when I say that, they start to laugh. They go, oh man, that's the pothole in the kettle black. I said, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm trying to figure out about how much Pepsi I used to drink back then. Here's what we came up with. All 5 guys agreed. Some think it's a little more, but none of them thought it was less than 8 cases a week. Yeah, 8 cases a week is a case and a half of that. No, me. Not 4 of us, me. Nobody was allowed to touch that. That would be death. I would get up in the morning, go to the refrigerator, crack open a can of Pepsi, and chug it down. And it would course through my veins. Like that would be chronic excess sugar. Chronic excess sugar. Take that extreme to later on, 10 years later, in my 30s, I became a vegetarian. I was vegetarian for 3 years and a vegan for 2. You know what a vegan is? A vegan follows a squirrel around. You eat half of whatever the squirrel eats. It's a horrible existence. Yeah, terrible. For all the wrong reasons. So, exposure to pollutants, chronic use of many drugs, pharmaceutical or otherwise. How many people are using recreational drugs in the room? Like a sting operation. The GI tract is not just a piece of plumbing, it's an active organ. In fact, 60% of your lymphatic system is woven into your gut. It's called the gut, right? Gut-associated lymphoid tissue. Your small intestines, the surface area of your small intestines is equivalent to 2 tennis courts if you were to unfold it. Word of caution. Do not unfold it. Right? It's like the aerobed. Once that comes out of the box, it's never going back in that box, okay? So don't unfold your intestines if you have them. Digestion's an active chemical process involving numerous enzymes, transport systems, nutrients. We mechanically chew our food, we break it down chemically, and then we eliminate it through, ladies, what's this word right here, ladies? Daily bowel movement. We know you poop. We've never seen it. No guy's ever seen it. You wait till we leave, you close off all the windows and doors, you turn on all the TVs and radio, back and poops, you run back out. No one's ever seen it happen. No, it's like Bigfoot. There's some really pictures, but no one's really sure what's going on. Guys are completely different. We move all the time, ladies. You know that. We don't even close the door. Oh my God, close the door! Right? Well, how am I going to talk to you then? You're not supposed to talk to me like you're moving. Get lonely. I am not proud to tell you that I had to call my best friend Scott while pooping to tell him I was pooping. To which he has said to me more than once, me too! And I can hear his wife going, who are you talking to? Talking to Jimmy! I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, right? I am, seriously, it's like the Spanish Armada. I'm going to have to call the waste company and give at least a warning, right? Guys, here's the rule of thumb. Food in, food out. Meal in, meal out. If you eat 3 meals a day, ladies, you should poop. Oh, my. Possibly once a week.
Once a week.
Listen, when we as men tell you as women that we think you're full of it, it's a term of endearment. Look, ladies, chip in, rent an apartment somewhere, I don't know.
He put in the funny way.
It won't be there. I don't care, right? But the bottom line is, you need to poop more. It's important to move your bowels. 16% of Americans experience constipation on a regular basis. Twice as many women as men. That is not a physiological, that is a sociological thing. That is a societal norm. Women don't poop. We've never farted. No one knows. How do you know what that means? Elderly Americans experience twice that rate. By the way, the reason that elderly Americans experience a higher rate of constipation is typically attributed to pharmaceuticals. The more pharmaceuticals you're on, the more water is leached out of your body, the less water in your colon, the less peristaltic movement, the muscular contractions of your large intestine to excrete fecal matter out of your body. Poor diet, poor hydration, poor breathing mechanics, and lack of exercise contribute to bowel health. Look, there was a time in this country when a family would meet at 5 o'clock at a dinner table, and James, you'd sit there and have a dinner and have a conversation. Now, most families don't even do that. You eat your dinner on the couch, Kathy folded in half practically while you're watching some stupid TV show. If you take your garden hose and you fold it in half, less water comes out the other end, right? Well, when you fold your body in half, less stuff comes out the other end. So what I'm suggesting to you is that after dinner, you take a 30-minute walk. It doesn't have to be cardio, just a walk around the block. But Jim, I live in a bad neighborhood. Walk around the couch. Just stay vertical. Give your plumbing a chance to do what it's supposed to do before you fold it in half and watch 6 hours of TV. Now I realize that's none of you. You're all out getting EV, right? Somebody watches TV. We don't need enough fiber. Our ancestors consumed up to 10 times more fiber than we do. If you eat enough fiber, you will poop. You'll have no say in it. Right? Fiber can help reduce cholesterol, glucose, triglycerides, intestinal regularity, microflora. We've got a 7-day kit. Now, when I first partnered with Walk in America, Bob and Teresa Russell, who are national supervising coordinators from Delaware, had found online a colon cleansing thing. And you had to take some herbs and you had to drink some chlorophyll. I realize now it may have been a practical joke, but I didn't know it then. And I thought, well, this sounds like a good idea, so I did what they said to do. Here's what they left out of the instructions that they should have added. They should have said, before you do this, tape a pillow to your head so that when your butt goes off and you shoot up and hit the ceiling, you don't get a lump on your head. Okay? Because I have never pooped like that in my life. I'm telling you, I poop stuff. This is only 10 years ago. By the way, oh my God, Helio's Pizza, right? I called my mom and I said, remember that nickel you right? I moved a little refrigerator, a phone line, and a TV into the bathroom. I could not get 4 days more than 6 steps into the toilet without my butt going, come on, back here, over here, sit down again. It was pathetic. This is not that. This is not that. This is a mild, you can do this and keep your job, keep your pets, keep your friends and family. I get about 40 flights a year. Since 9/11, you can't be banging on the cockpit door going, we got away! Oh! They don't like that, okay? You take the package, a 7 package, you take them at night before you go to bed. Right, in the morning, ladies, you're going to move your bowels, so you want to leave an extra little bit of time. Tell us about it. We'll go to work early. If during the course of use you experience too many trips to the bathroom or excessively loose stool, I don't know what to tell you. They didn't give us a chart and say, well, this is okay, but this is too loose. I don't know. It wasn't a Play-Doh diagram. You can reduce the number of habits you take. Suggested use is you do it twice a year, spring and fall cleaning perhaps. Whatever the case may be. If you eat a lot of processed foods, you might want to do this once a quarter, but no more than that. Okay? If you eat very healthy, woman came up to me at the break that she's been a vegetarian for 10 years, you probably do it once a year. You'd be fine. Everybody with me on that? So if you eat poorly, do it more. Not for use by pregnant or lactating women. If you're considering getting pregnant, I'm having a special breakout session after this meeting. Meet me in the corner over here. I love this last point. It says, discontinue use if any discomfort is experienced. Ladies, if you're used to pooping once a week, and pooping twice a day, there's going to be some discomfort. This doesn't feel right. That doesn't mean it's bad for you, okay? Again, you can use it for all of these things. Any questions about food? Don't worry. As long as we're in your colon, let's stay there. Talking about probiotics. Healthy individuals have 100 trillion probiotic organisms in their gut, in their flora. The levels of beneficial bacteria constantly need to be replenished. There are 60 to 70 million people in the United States who are affected by digestive issues. Some of the reasons for the decline in good bacteria are poor diet, especially high in meats, fats. That actually promotes the growth of harmful bacteria, or a stressful lifestyle. The use of probiotics in this country lags far behind European and Asian countries. Probiotics are rapidly expanding. In fact, one of the fastest growing segments in both the food and nutritional supplement categories. By the way, you routinely see them on TV, as that TV did with Jamie Lee Curtis and Dan Atkins and Yo Plus. By the way, Jamie Lee Curtis and that company have been sued now 3 or 4 times for making illegal claims about the benefits of taking probiotics. The reason for that is probiotics typically are very unstable organisms that are subject to temperature fluctuations and die quickly. We're going to address that here in a second. What we're looking for is to help your body get better absorption by making your gut healthier. We know there's something called competitive exclusion. It's basically that if there's junk in your gut, the vitamins can't get those parking spots. The junk is taking those parking spots. It's blocking the way for the nutrients to get in. Not all bioactive products like this are created equally. What we mean by that is many of them have a shelf stability issue. Probably the most common, well-known probiotic is Isotonix. Isotonix has been on the market for a long time. It's often in the refrigerated section. It needs to be kept refrigerated. If you don't refrigerate it, the organisms die. If they die, they're no good to you. That makes it difficult to travel with them, right? Because you can't keep them refrigerated. You've got to keep them at home. You can't even take them to work. What we've got is an evolution in this product. We've got new improved products that offer you a couple of different things that work well. First and foremost, in our vitamin spectrum line, these are for kids that fall on the autistic spectrum, right? We've got this chewable strawberry vanilla flavor product that's great for children, can still be taken by adults and senior citizens. It contains 5 billion live probiotic organisms per tablet, and these 5 strains of 5 billion exist in the upper GI. So it's 5 strains, 5 billion. We don't worry as much with children in the lower GI, where they haven't had years of waste buildup. We worry about the upper GI, oral and upper small intestine, okay? Several strains as far as those proven to include digestive health and combined for oral health. This is interesting. We use two types of technologies that are revolutionary. Patented live back. Live back technology requires no refrigeration. This is key. Scientists have finally figured out that you can put these organisms in stasis one of two ways, temperature or pH. So if you put them in pH and ingest them, the acid in your stomach brings them to life. It takes them out of that stasis and brings them back online, just like if you take them from cold and put them in warm, they come back online. So now you don't have to refrigerate them, which makes them much bigger. There's 5 billion CFUs, that's